Gene and Trey out at the range again. We've got quite a few guns, but ammo is still pretty scarce. We had to build a little fire. It's not crazy, like June, and it's 50 something degrees outside. Anyway, so we got another new gun on the channel. As you know, we're CZ fans. This is the CZ P-10S. The P-10 comes in all kinds of variants. It's sometime last year it was one of the top sellers, but I think the full size one was. And I handled the full size one a couple times, and I didn't really care for, you know, just the way I guess it felt or looked for that matter. And it seems to have a really nice look to it in the it ain't really a subcompact necessarily. I consider it more of a compact. It's got two 12-round magazines that it comes with. We kind of do things a little bit different. We're going to try to do a little bit of a tabletop, then some shooting instead of doing two different videos. So I'm not going to do an extensive. I did do a trigger pull gauge on this. It came in around about 4.5 pounds, which is freaking awesome, which is not to be that's to be expected with CZ. All of their guns have awesome triggers on them, much like the Canics do. This seems to have a more angled trigger that kind of angles towards the front, and traditionally with CZ have this big trigger guard area here, more squared off if you wear gloves or something like that. Comes with 2 interchangeable back straps, or 3 actually, and it has an M on here. We'll try to maybe do a steel shot because I don't know if that'll show up, but this is medium, and then another one has an L and an S on it for large and small, of course. I have the medium back strap on here. Takes down just like a Glock. Pull it back a little bit, comes off really easy. You know, has the steel guide rod here. You know, much like the Gen 5 Glocks, I suppose. It's not a plastic polymer like guide rod. Inside looks just like any other gun, really. Again, we're not going to spend too much time on the integrals of it. Maybe I'll do a tabletop like that. We just really wanted to more shoot it today than anything else. Again, about a 4.5 pound trigger. It does have ambidextrous slide locks. One thing I will say about it is that on most CZs that we've dealt with, the slide lock was real super functional and easy to move. I do have to put a lot of pressure on this one to get, maybe that'll loosen up with time. It's not a huge deal. I don't see that being a deal breaker at all. I do like how it's inset here on the takedown. It's a lot easier without having it sticking off the side of the slide here or anything. It's a lot easier to take down than say the Glock is, where you really have to pinch your fingers in there on the Glock. Most of my Glocks I put an extended takedown on because it's kind of difficult. It does have rear and front slide serrations here. It does have the memory pad on both sides for the lefties and righties. This magazine release is not ambidextrous, but it can be switched around for the lefties. And also, I was looking at the 509s. As you know, we've got the subcompact, the Canic subcompact on the channel. We've already did some videos on that. We were trying to find a reflex, and most of these compact pistols that have the reflex on them or will receive a reflex, you have to get those micro dots, and not too many people's making them, and the ones that are super expensive, and it really sucks to have to get those small micro dot sights. And on the Canic you lose your rear sight, or red dots I should say, but on the Canic you lose your rear sight. This has a front orange, kind of like almost a ghost ring type front night sight that is a night sight, a blacked out rear sight. These are steel sights, which are nice. This gun came in around about $550. I'm sure maybe that price will come down a little bit as it gains in popularity. Who knows, maybe it won't. But the one thing I did like about this is that it will receive your more full-size traditional Leopold, Trigicon, Vortex sights, red dot should I say. So you don't have to go get those Shield Micros or those Sig Zeros, stuff like that. If you have some for full-size guns already, it should fit on here. One drawback is that it didn't really come with a whole lot. It did come with the interchangeable back straps, the 2 magazines, but it did not come with any plates to mount any optics, which stinks a little bit. But, you know, get you a plate with your optic when you order your optic. I think that I have so many guns now with optics on it. I really think I might carry this gun if I'm as good with it as most CZs I am. Then I'm probably going to carry this gun. In fact, I carried it today. So if I'm going to carry it, I'm probably going to do it without the reflex. So I'm just going to try to shoot it without the reflex today. I think I've told you about, you know, we didn't go in depth, but I told you enough, I believe. So we're just going to get right to shooting it, see what kind of accuracy we have, how it feels in the hand, how it performs. We're shooting 115 grain CCI Blazer brass. I think I got some Winchesters in here in one magazine. I think I got the Blazer in this one, and then we got some Winchesters in this magazine here. I think maybe we might even have some Monarch and PPUs. We're going to put some different rounds through it. We was going to hang up some paper targets today, but it's been raining, a little overcast, so we didn't think that'd probably be a very good idea. We got a target set up here at, well, this one I'm shooting at now is about 10.5 yards. I will say also that it does, on the Canic, you have that loaded chamber indicator up on top, which is part of the reason why you can't get a full-size red dot on here, but this one has it on the side. We'll try to get a still shot of that too on there, but and also it barely does catch your pinky here. I kind of like it a little bit further there, but like the Glock 19 maybe, but maybe I could find an extended magazine for it. But it doesn't seem to be a big deal. It does have a nice feel in the hand. So let's see how she shoots and whether or not I can hit the broadside of a barn. Brought it in there towards the end, and I'm pretty sure I got a fire ant up my pant leg, so y'all might have to bear with me here in a minute.
Perks of the range.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a trooper, like I just sucked it up while I was getting bit. But that's not too bad. I started speeding it up there towards the end. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it looks like. In the center of the target where I was aiming. I pulled about 4 of them to the left there at the very beginning. Seemed to pull in pretty nicely. I will say this, on the P-09, P-07, I seem to be, first shot I put through it, I seem to be very accurate with it. That didn't seem to be the case with this one. We have been here at the range today shooting quite a few calibers, so maybe that has something to do with it, but we ain't gonna make no excuses. We're gonna shoot at the shorter target here. It's about, what was it, 12.5 yards, something like that. See how we do on it. I do like that front sight. It really picks up good in the daylight, so that's definitely a plus. And I'm becoming a fan of the blacked out rear sight. It didn't lock back on that magazine, if you want to call that a failure. Look like I pulled about 4 or 5 of those as well. That target's about 2 foot lower, and about 2 foot further out, or yards rather, should I say. I mean, it done well. As you can see, no malfunctions. It didn't lock back on the magazine. I don't know if that's just one of those fluke things. It seems to lock back now. I'm not sure. I don't think it's that big of a deal. As you know, here on G Squared Tactical, we're not sold out to, you know, Glock, SIG, H&K, anything like that. Yes, we like all of those guns. We're not haters. You know, we don't hate on those guns, but as you know, we very much so favor CZ. We really like their pistols. Performance, definitely accuracy. Triggers are really nice. And you know, another nice thing about CZ is the price points. You know, much like Canic, they're a little bit more expensive than Canic, but we're going to do a video today actually on the P-09, which is has 2 21 round magazines. Just a blast to shoot. You know, we have a couple of friends that really won't give CZ a chance, and we were talking with one of them last night, talking about the first time that I ever picked up a P-07, and I just thought how ugly it was. You know, that was my initial thought of it. It's just ugly, and I don't know why I bought it. I think it was on sale. It was a run of I think the Mexican Department of Defense carries them, and I thought that was pretty intriguing. They had an overrun of them. They were selling them for about $350. It had the dual finish on it, so I thought, why not? Picked it up. First time I took it to the range and shot it, not being a competition shooter, not being, you know, a great marksman or anything. When I got done, I thought it looked like a $2,000 1911. I mean, it just performed that well, as most CZs do. This one is a more compact CZ, which I've not shot a compact CZ before. CZ's just kind of recently gotten into that. So it doesn't seem as though I'm as easily accurate with it, but it's definitely accurate, definitely very smooth, definitely has that good, short, crisp, non-gritty trigger like CZ we're accustomed to seeing on CZ, and it's very fun to shoot. So let's shoot it some more. About CZ is when you pull it in, you can speed up, get to shooting really fast. It's like once you get that thing dialed in, it'll hit the same spot 43 times. I mean, it may not be where you was aiming, but it hit the same spot 43 times, you know. They're just very consistent, very accurate. And if you go out and pick up any CZ, like I mean, there's no particular one. It's kind of like Glock. Go pick one up. You will not be disappointed, I can guarantee you. And I think that's going to be the case with this one as well. It's insane. It's insane how we got to get a still shot of that.
I will.
Sure.
We'll get you one.
It's just, yeah, I definitely think I bounce around between my everyday carry. I bounce around between pocket carry, the SIG 938, Glock 19, Glock 30. Been looking for something different. I don't know why, just because, I guess. None of the CZs that I've owned up until this point was carryable. And that really sucked. I mean, the P-07, yes, I carried it a little bit. It's about the size of the Glock 19. But because it had the big, huge controls on it, that with the big decocker and everything, because it's hammer fired, this is a striker fired, which again, CZ hasn't ever really done until the last couple of years. It just made it really dig, wasn't really comfortable. I've carried this one out here today. Carries just like my Glock 19, very, very comfortable, easy to remove. After the way I just demolished that target, I definitely think that it might become my new everyday carry. So because it was so awesome, let's just put one more magazine through it, and then off camera here we'll let Trey shoot it because he looks like he's drooling or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. The drool is oozing.
He got
such a good
to shoot
gun.
him a shadow today. So,
That's right.
So he's happy.
You know, we say all the time that CZ will make your range day better, but when your range day is nothing but CZs, essentially, right. Yeah,
it's just heaven.
It's a good day.
You know, it's a real good day.
That's right.
You know, no malfunction. Again, some Winchester, some CCI, some PPU, a little Monarch, all 115 grain. Seems to be eating it all up pretty good. No malfunctions. Again, we're not out here to do a 1,000-round test or anything. I mean, heck, I can't even seem to find 200 or 300 rounds of ammo these days. So we're just gonna have to wait till the Rona's over so we can get some ammo, you know. Didn't lock back that time either for some reason, but if you notice, like most of the guns you've seen us shoot on the channel, we usually are a pretty slow pace shooting. You know, I guess like maybe one every 1.5 seconds, something like, because it seems like you have to get back on target. This one doesn't have that traditional low profile slide like you see on the hammer fired guns they have, but it doesn't really seem to make a difference. It seems to acquire the target very rapidly, just like the other CZ models, and you can shoot a lot faster and still be accurate. We'll take a still shot of that just to show you how true that is, but we're not going to be able to put a lot of rounds through it today. I'll do a tabletop, give you guys a little more information about it. If you enjoy the video, if you have any questions, we know a lot more about the gun than what we, but people wanted to see us shoot, so that's what we decided we'd do today mostly. Leave your comments, your questions. Please subscribe, like, and we really do hope you enjoy the video. We really like you watching them. Make sure you like our Facebook page because we only have 200 people that like our Facebook page, and so you can't be entered for our drawings. We have some really nice drawings coming up at 800 and 1,000. So again, this is a CZ P-10S. We hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.